We live in a noisy world. Between the screaming matches on cable news, the endless scroll of social media algorithms designed to make us angry, and the clickbait headlines fighting for our attention, it can feel impossible to find a signal in the static. For decades, public media has been that signal. It's the calm voice in the chaos. It's the local station that knows your town, the investigative journalist who isn't beholden to a corporate sponsor, and the storyteller who helps you feel a little less alone. But right now, that signal is in danger of fading into silence. In a move that has sent shockwaves through the industry, the Trump administration has slashed over $1.1 billion from public media funding. It's a staggering number, one that threatens the very existence of the stations we rely on. But amidst the panic and the budget sheets, one familiar face and voice is stepping up to the microphone to say, "Enough." Stephen Colbert, the king of late-night satire and a man who has built a career on speaking truth to power, is sounding the alarm. And he's not just making jokes about it, he's putting his heart and his fundraising power on the line. The night the stars came out for public radio. Imagine a room filled with people who believe that truth still matters. That's exactly what the Stand with Public Media Gala was all about. Hosted by New York Public Radio, NYPR, the event wasn't just a fancy dinner, it was a rescue mission. With federal funding drying up, NYPR has been forced to look elsewhere to keep the lights on and the transmitters running. They turn to private donors, the people who understand the value of independent journalism. The guests of honor, none other than Stephen Colbert and his incredible wife, Evelyn McGee Colbert. The power couple was honored for their unwavering support of the medium, and their presence helped propel the event to massive success. By the end of the night, the gala had raised a breathtaking $1.7 million. It was a moment of celebration, sure, but as Colbert took the stage, the tone wasn't just congratulatory. It was urgent, it was a plea. Colbert's plea: "We need to hear each other." In an exclusive interview with Variety surrounding the event, Colbert dropped the comedic persona for a moment to get real about what's at stake. He admitted that the future of public media feels very uncertain. But why does this matter to a guy who hosts a massive show on CBS? Why should it matter to us? Colbert hit the nail on the head. It's about perspective. We need these organizations so we can hear perspectives from all sides without any restrictions, Colbert explained. Think about that for a second. In a world where media outlets are often owned by massive conglomerates with specific agendas, public media stands apart. It doesn't answer to shareholders. It doesn't answer to advertisers. It answers to you. Colbert went deeper, touching on the emotional core of why we tune in. He spoke about the sense of belonging that local radio provides. It's the voice that tells you what's happening in your neighborhood, the show that introduces you to your neighbor's struggles and triumphs. It is wrong to strip that away from citizens, Colbert stated firmly. He's right. Losing public media isn't just about losing a radio station. It's about losing a community center that exists on the airwaves. It's about isolating us further in a time when we are already dangerously divided. The harsh reality: planning for zero. While Colbert offered hope and a rallying cry, the people in the trenches are facing a much starker reality. LaFontaine Oliver, the president and CEO of New York Public Radio, offered a perspective that was less about optimism and more about survival. While he expressed gratitude for the fundraising, he didn't sugarcoat the pill. Oliver emphasized that public media organizations can no longer rely on Washington. The days of counting on federal support are likely over, potentially permanently. He stressed that they must plan for a complete cutoff from federal funding. This is the scary part. We aren't talking about a budget trim. We are talking about an amputation. Oliver's statements convey the absolute urgency of the moment. This isn't a drill, it is a fight for survival. Stations across the country are having to look at their spreadsheets and figure out how to exist in a world where the government provides nothing. If they aren't prepared for that reality, the silence will be deafening. Why we trust the ones who can't be bought. During the gala, Stephen and Evelyn Colbert made a profound point that cuts through all the noise of the modern media landscape. They reminded us that the people working in public media, the reporters, the producers, the hosts, are the ones telling the truth. Why? Because they aren't making a profit. It sounds simple, but it's revolutionary. When a news outlet relies on massive corporate sponsors, there is always a subtle, and sometimes not so subtle pressure. Can you really report objectively on a company that pays your salary? Can you investigate an industry that buys 50% of your ad space? Public media doesn't have that conflict of interest. As the Colberts pointed out, these journalists are driven by a mission, not a margin. And here is the kicker: the American people know this. Studies have consistently shown that Americans trust their local public radio and news stations far more than the big, national, for-profit giants. We trust them because we own them. We support them. They are ours. What happens next? So, where do we go from here? We have a government that has pulled $1.1 billion from the pot. We have a public media sector scrambling to fill the void. And we have champions like Stephen Colbert using their platform to shine a light on the crisis. But Colbert can't do it alone. The message from the Stand with Public Media Gala is clear. The future of independent, truthful, community-focused media is in our hands. If we want to live in a world where news is reported without bias, where local stories are told with care, and where we can feel that sense of belonging that Colbert cherishes, we have to fight for it. We have to support it. The funding cuts are a blow, absolutely. But they are also a wake-up call. As Colbert hopes that future administrations will reverse this dangerous trend, we have to ensure there is still something left to save when that day comes. Let's keep the signal alive. How you can help right now: listen, tune into your local public radio station, share, spread the word about the importance of independent journalism, support. If you can, donate to your local station. Even $5 makes a difference. What do you think about the funding cuts? Do you trust public media more than cable news? Let's talk about it in the comments.